at Laso, you can get the crypto prepaid card with no ID upload required. It's the most private way to spend. It's permissionless fiat rails for humans and for AI agents. The problem kind of we're solving is we all earn and store assets on chain. But when we go to spend them, ideally we're spending them at a business that accepts crypto. That group of businesses is growing, but it's still very, very small. And so instead, what we do is send it to an exchange, send our assets to an exchange, sell to USD. Maybe we use an exchange card, or maybe we use Avicii, or worse, what the majority of people still do is then they wire from their exchange to their bank account, pay off their credit card. And in doing that, they've lost their privacy. We're not disintermediating the banking system like Satoshi envisioned. And not only that, but we are just doing fiat banking with extra steps. Like we're not disintermediating, we're adding extra work onto it. The stablecoin card spending is about $18 billion a year. That is the better version of those two flows, but you still lose your privacy in that example. Instead, with Laso, you just connect your wallet and you sign a nonce, and that is the entirety of the information that we take from you, is essentially verification that you own that wallet. Then you can get prepaid cards to go and spend online or in person with Apple Pay and Google Pay. That's worldwide with the exception of sanctioned countries. You can also send transfers to debit cards, essentially like a bank transfer, but it's instant. It's measured in seconds from whenever you initiate that transfer. And then also, gift cards from thousands of merchants worldwide. This is all kind of on the human side. There is an optional KYC upgrade to get a bank account and then also a reloadable credit card bin, and that's more impactful for the agentic side of things. And we'll kind of focus on that here. So, like I said earlier, for the human, you go and sign a nonce, verify your ownership of your wallet. Your AI agent can do that much faster, right? And so with a single prompt to your OpenClaw or your Hermes agent, your agent can get its own card, go make its own purchases, and take part in agentic commerce. Now, like when most people hear agentic commerce, what they think about is like using my agent to go buy groceries or like plan a trip to Europe or something like that. And just essentially like enhancing consumer consumption. And that is not where Laso's focus is, because like a lot of us have tried that, like ordering snacks for the office from our agent, and it's not better than doing it ourselves, right? Like it's kind of cool, I guess, but it takes way longer. You don't really trust your agent to complete it. Now, of course, eventually, probably the agentic consumption user experience will get better, and probably better than it is like as a human. But even if we get to that point, it's still an incremental improvement on the consumer purchasing experience. It's still it's like an improved checkout flow, essentially. Like the same amount of groceries are still going to get bought. You're not going to go on more trips because of that, maybe marginally. It's not like a world-bending improvement. What is world-bending is using agents to build businesses that otherwise wouldn't or couldn't exist from humans alone, either because the cost of human labor makes building it or investigating it prohibitive, or because humans are unable to see the market that is there. That is what Laso is excited about building. So right now, for the agentic wallet companies, for several agentic wallet companies, including YC companies Locus and Sponge, those are companies where your agent has control over its own Solana wallet. On those companies, Laso is the default card provider. So when you sign up with any of these three companies, your agent gets a card to spend with immediately. And especially Locus is my favorite partner. Their focus is on that entrepreneurship angle. They have like a Locus founder program. There's been 827 businesses built on Locus, generally around like consumer packaged goods type products. And those agents use Laso cards to go and buy ads, buy hosting, buy server space, buy compute, things like that. And it's only possible with the Laso products. To that end, by the end of this month, we'll have the very first agentic controlled bank accounts for agents. So your agent can't just spend, which is what it's limited to currently, but also has its own bank account to receive revenue from, to pay vendors from, et cetera. And with that bank account and with the reloadable credit card bin, your agent now can do every single thing that any of us in this room can do on the internet. It has the capabilities to create any internet business that currently exists. And that just unlocks an almost uncountable TAM. Like when we hear Elon talk about the TAM of his autonomous humanoid, I'm blanking on the name, but we know what we're talking about, right? The humanoid robots, Optimus. The TAM of Optimus is like the sum of all human labor, right? Agent-enabled entrepreneurs have the TAM of all internet businesses created, and like that's what we are focused on. Yeah, mentioned it here. So Laso has significant traction, which we'll get to at the end. 96% of that traction is the human flow that I described. 4% is the agentic side, and it's growing. This is the bank account for my OpenClaw agent, Mimi. That's what she uses, and that's how she gets paid. Here's kind of the traction slide. In the last 30 days, we had, this is mislabeled, but about $750,000 of volume, not revenue, and $36,000 of revenue, over 92% gross margin for both customer verticals. We completed our raise on Laso, on MetaDAO this past Friday. It was a blind cap of $1 million, had $25,600,000 in commits, which was really, really wonderful to see as a strong indication of demand, and then backed by these phenomenal partners, most of which are here today. That is all. I'm going to open up for questions. Yes, sir. Do the mic. Sorry.
Thank you. The first random idea I got is like, could I set up, or is Lasso somewhere like I can set up like a limit order for a flight, and then the AI agent can continuously scan for flights, let's say Belgrade to San Francisco over the next 6 months. It can scan 24/7, and then when there's like some random flight that goes cheap, he can buy it with a prepaid card. Is this something that Lasso was made for?
Yeah, and in that case, it is your agent. Like it's your OpenClaw or Hermes. It's not like a Lasso agent, so it's the most modular form, and that's like a very easy task to complete. Yeah, and that's exactly the type of use case that we're interested in. In that case, it is kind of a consumer consumption case, which it remains to be seen if that's any better than just like setting a kayak alert yourself, but it's possible if you're sniping. What else? You want me to bring this over here? Or? So for the agentic like bank accounts, I assume there has to be some like upload, right? So like how does the upload work? Like what can I do without having an upload? Excellent question. Sounds like we've maybe talked about this before, or you've thought about it. So the advantage for Lasso is that we have these permissionless rails. Like your agent can go get its own prepaid card with Lasso. You don't even have to know about that Lasso exists, right? Then you have an optional upgrade to a KYC. So your agent knows it can go make these purchases with prepaid. If it needs a bank account, then it messages you as the agent owner, hey, complete this KYC for me. So you do have to do an IE upload in that case, do a liveness check. And then it is your bank account. Like the bank account that's made is not like to OpenClaw agent, it's to you as the consumer. But the control of that bank account is mediated through your agent, just like if you have an API driven account from Revolut or whatever, but it is your bank account, which is important. You, sir. Yes, great question as well. So the way that we earn revenue is on a blend of fees charged to users and interchange share or discount from the issuers. And it just kind of varies by product. So the best product from a fee perspective is the US card. Like whenever you guys all get Lasso cards to go out tonight, you'll pay 0% fees because we earn a discount from the issuer. Different products have some fees, so it ranges from no fees up to 4.9%. An important thing to note about that is if oh yeah, my fingerprint's not going to work for this computer. As volume increases, the amount of interchange share you get from the issuer also increases. So if Lasso doubles doubles volume, revenue doesn't just double, it probably increases like 115 or 120%, because as your volume goes up, you get higher interchange share. So on the roadmap for the next 12 months, enabled by the MetaDAO raise, is getting all of the fees for all the products down to 0%. Like, we want to get that prepaid spending experience to have the user experience of a credit card. And a big part of that is like rewards. Right now, we don't even, not only do we not have rewards, we have fees. So it's like immediately need to compress that down to 0% through that increased volume, and then also start to be able to return rewards. And the two ways that we're able to return that is with the higher interchange share, so that our margins are not compressed. And then also, as your volume increases, you get to integrate lower down the issuing stack with the issuing bank. The lower down you integrate, the higher control you have over the funds that are sitting on the card, and you're able to use them in USDV, for example, and earn interest on that, which you can return to users. So that's on the kind of 12-month roadmap that started as of this past Friday. One more. Nope. All right. I appreciate it.